Haha! Hello! It is I, Bragi, and today we are here for something slightly more different on the channel, or something we have done before with myself and Eggle. So how are you? Are you having a great day? Let me know in the comments how your day is going. If you don't know who I am Bragi Magnusson. I am a Viking reenactor, and I've reenacted for many years, and I'm mostly reenacting now on YouTube, but you know, eventually I will start going away with some groups as well, I think. But what is today's video about? It's very important that we get this across, what you're going to get from this video. Well, today's video is I'm going to be reading your comments, because we've not done a reading your comments video for a long while. So I aim for it to be about 20 minutes long. It may go a little bit longer. I'm using one of my old cameras, and this should be up in the next few days. Oh yes, it's currently Wednesday, Odin's Day, so praise Odin. Oh yes. So I'll grab my old phone. I've got to use my phone because there's no other way I could read your comments and without using my phone, unless I've got my tablet out and it's not charged. So the first comment on this, first comments video of 2023, and I'll film some more, goes to Sam Sappleton. Makes a man feel like a badass, and that is referring to a video where I talk about what it is like and what is it like to feel like wearing chainmail, Viking mail. It feels wonderful, and it does make you feel like a badass to a certain degree, so yes. And the next comment, bear with me as I unlock my phone, goes to Red Terror Productions. So hello and welcome to the channel, Red Terror Productions. And I also want to welcome Sam Sappleton to the channel, if I've not also welcomed you in the past. And Red Terror says, I'm curious, what do you wear under that chainmail? Just a tunic or some kind of padding? Well, as you can see in this video, I am wearing a gambeson, which is a padded jack. So one option is to wear one of these. The second option is to really wear a leather jerkin. Now, I will at some point, if I don't do it today, I'll do it in the very near future for a video about what you wear under your Viking mail. Because it is very essential that you do wear either a gambeson or a leather jerkin. By far the most easiest option would be a leather jerkin, because you can make one of them by hand with a little bit of knowledge of leather work, and it will last you a good lifetime. And of course you can make it quite fancy if you put a bit more effort into it. So, yes. Of course you can wear both. You can wear a gambeson and have a leather jerkin on top, but on a day like this it's quite warm. I don't often do that. I normally just wear a gambeson. But the reason why you wouldn't want to wear a tunic is because if your mail is a bit rusty and oily and you're wearing a nice tunic, well, it's going to get covered in oil and it will ruin your tunic. So if you are going to wear a tunic, make sure you get one specific for that task, that you don't mind being oiled up. And it'll be okay, it'll just be very oily. So that's my advice on wearing chainmail, as we go back and read some more of your wonderful comments. So the next comment goes to a very good friend of mine from the Xbox, and he says, Northworthy coffee cups, Red Devil coffee cups. Well yes, one of these days I'm going to get round to starting a store with one of these companies that offer merchandise, and then I'll sign up on the YouTube option for a store. So just leave that with me. It's something I've been wanting to do for a good while. I've kind of been waiting for the subscriber numbers to get bigger, but we're getting to the point where I want to do it really, because I know people have said to me, oh, I want to buy a Northworthy t-shirt or a Northworthy hoodie or pencil sharpener or keyring or whatever you can get. So just bear that with me. If anybody can help in that, then let me know. Anybody's got any advice and have already been down that route on YouTube, I'd love to know. So another comment from Jason Satfordite, Red. And he calls me Red because that's my name on my gaming channel, and he knows me from my old gaming channel. So if you're confused why he's calling me Red, it's just my old nickname on that's my gamer tag. Red, how about covering Viking based gatherings, events and modern people doing historic Viking crafts in the modern day? Go sailing on a longship. Well yes, in time when the channel gets bigger we will look to do those things, because we're going to attract people to the channel when we get larger, and they'll say, oh, I'd love to appear on your channel as a guest. So give us time for that. Now we've got a comment here from Executed Scripts, There's a new commenter, I think, and so welcome to the channel. And he's referring to wearing chainmail again, and he says feels absolutely great with a cool sunglasses emoji. We've got a comment here from Sir Andre Lefay-Lenarge, another good friend of mine and a good friend of the channel. How are you, Andre? Hope you're doing well and you're getting some good health, my friend. I do think about you and I love you to bits, Andre. And he says, what's up with Eggle? Well, to give you a little update on Eggle, I really wanted Eggle to do this himself, but he has been a little bit unwell and he's had a bit of gangrene in one of his foots and he's lost some of his toes. I don't know how many toes or how much is the damage to his foot is, because I've not really heard too much from him. I don't know whether he's got signal in the hospital or he can charge his phone. So I try to text him most days, send a bit of encouragement. So let's just send a good praise and hope and pray for a speedy recovery. And I can't imagine what it's like to go through that. I got a comment here from Justin Davies and another new commenter. So hello and welcome to the channel, to Northworthy. Haha, laughs out loud. What Vikings would really like? Keep up the great work. And that was referring to me wearing chainmail and one of my new helmets, the Gujumumbu helmet. Now we've got a comment here from Starling Loves FBI. I won't get any more. And he says, I'd wish to go a roving. Oh yes, a roving we should go. It reminds me of an old song called A Roving. It's a lovely song and perhaps one day I may sing it on camera for you. It's all about in the 19th century when you're basically going along and you're meeting a woman of ill repute, basically. But it's just one of those good old sea shanties, and I do love a good old sea shanty. And it does make you think whether Vikings or medieval culture had something of the same equivalent. We've just lost to time. We've got a comment here from Alfie. Okay, bro. Another new commenter, I think. Although you forget after a while some of the people that have commented, because we've had so many comments and I do try to answer most of them. Although some of these comments I've got to answer and reply to, it's a bit difficult when I'm on camera. So Starling Loves FBI says, ornamental or functional sword? Well, I'd probably say it's a functional sword. Most of them were functional unless they're really, really big. And then you can't use it. And then he says another comment, can't begin to imagine how folks ever saw out of some of the helmets I've seen. Situational awareness versus protection, I reckon. Yes, I think I might do a video on this very subject about visibility in your helmet. You've got to be able to see out of it, or else you're putting yourself at risk. Now we've got a comment here from another new commenter who's been commenting for a while, and new to the channel, but been watching for a while, I guess, called Stoned Ape. So hello to Stoned Ape, a very warm welcome. And he leaves a very good comment on the Anglo-Saxon and Wooden Hand Club video shorts. It was very common for peasants to use tools as weapons. A lumberjack axe is a very underrated weapon. Yes, it definitely is. We've got another comment here from Red Terror. What do you think of King Penda of Mercia? Well, of course, King Penda of Mercia was the man responsible, the king responsible for bringing Christianisation to Mercia back in the early 7th century. So from that aspect, from a Viking point of view, well, you know, he wasn't the best king. Was he a good king in all? Well, it's hard to say. There's not a great deal of evidence about him. I do find his son, actually, King Pieda, to be a more fascinating king, and he did die in a very tragic way when his wife, basically, I think it's either his wife killed him or arranged to have him knifed in the back, and he died at a younger age than his father. But of course, King Penda and King Pieda are two kings that we don't often talk about, and King Penda is probably more famous than his son. But I hope that gives you a bit of information. And at some point in the past I did prepare some notes about those very two kings, because I wanted to cover them, but give us time and we may see that video in the future. So bear with me. I've got a comment here from Andy Cousins, incredible work, and that'll be in relation to one of the community posts where I'm sharing some very nice pictures of the Vendel era helmets. We've got a comment here from Martin Belfast. So hello Martin, a very old subscriber and a fellow Viking. For some reason I have picked up 11 axes. For some reason. 11? Wow! Are you going to use them all on the battlefield at the same time? And Martin also says in another comment, you would think speaking English comes easy from an Englishman. Well, yes, you know, some days when I speak on these videos I do mumble some of my words and get things wrong. I did have a speech impediment when I was earlier. I didn't speak till I was 5. I was always slightly behind everybody else and I just speak too fast and I'm just not very good with my R's and my W's. But if I really think about it, I can slow my voice down and be more pronounced, but then again I have to put on more of a posh voice. And I didn't really want to have that approach on camera, so... But yeah, you know. We've got a comment here from Stoned 8. Didn't even know you had a TikTok. I'm going to look you up. Yeah, if you just type in NorthworthySagas stories, miss out the and you should find us on TikTok. And there's quite a lot of videos and I've been on there since I think the end of 2020, Christmas time. In beginning of 2021 is when I first started putting out content, but before that I was quite opposed to going on TikTok. I should have done it earlier really, during, you know, the old kung flu old shut-ins, but that's another story. And we've got a video here on my video, short and to the point, from a comment from the Coaster, and it says, this video was short and to the point. I do love some of your comments. They do make me smile in the morning when I read the comments from the night before, and do make me chuckle. We've got a comment here from Outer Siberia, so hello to Outer Siberia, another old friend of the channel. Gorgeous and ornate but scary, and that again will be in reference to one of the community posts of the Vandal helmets I'm posting, or swords. Now I got a comment here from Ivan, and I don't know if Ivan's commented before, and it's about the video Viking sword, sheath or scabbard. It's a shorts video, probably about 15 seconds long knowing me. And it says a scabbard and a sheath are interchangeable, but it's common for the term scabbard to be pronounced when when bigger blades are used. Oh yes, I think that's an interesting comment. I just lost it when my screen went blank. And Starling says, another comment, yikes! Not the real Starling, of course, he's dead. Stoned Ape says, well, spears are totally underrated. You can keep your enemy at distance. Also, everyone could easily be trained to just poke with a spear. Yes, probably one of the most easiest weapons to be trained with. I would say maybe this say axe is easier, I don't know. Axe, fairly simple, just got to whack people with it. But the spear is fascinating tool and weapon. Well, it's a weapon more of a tool, unless you're going boar hunting, then it's I suppose a weapon again. It's a good job boars don't have weapons. We won't be going boar hunting. We've got a comment here from Treve Tales, and he is a re-enactor from Australia. So good day mate, hope you're doing okay down under. I know we always call it down under up here in the UK. So I can hear some tapping over there. And he says, we're heading to Abbey Medieval Festival with an Anglo-Saxon group. Just refining our kit at the moment. Oh yes, it does pay before an event to refine your kit and make sure everything's fastened up and you got no loose, you know, bit of sewing need doing, because you don't be doing it on site just before the battle. So yeah, and good luck with your event. I'll look out for pictures from you. So next comment goes to Gorilla, and it's a thumbs up. So hello to Gorilla. And Gorilla also says in the next comment, very cool. And that is in a video about one of my favourite say axes or sea axe. There's no proper way of pronouncing it. I think probably the best method of pronouncing say axe is say axe rather than sea axe, but it depends. There's so many different pronunciations of it. It's a complicated subject on its own. And no one is right. So we've got a comment here from the porridge in the whirlpool of Gotham story. Oh yes, and today I've recorded at least 2 more folk tales. So this would make an excellent children's book. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Well, yes, I guess it would. And I hope you like the approach of the way we do things and tell stories on the channel. We do aim to be family friendly, although some of the short videos will have a not safe for work warning if they've got a little bit of swearing in. But we generally don't swear in the long format videos as a rule. Although I would like to record some folk tales with swearing in, but I'm like that with it, about putting them out, and you know, I can't make my mind up. Now we have a comment here from Thomas Dale. So hello Thomas, my friend from Derby. And he says, "Oh, Gotham, famed for its dim folks and dark streets patrolled by a man dressed as a bat." Well, I think you possibly got the wrong Gotham, but who knows? Perhaps there is a Batman in the Gotham in Nottinghamshire. And I've got a comment here from I Draw Manga, laughs out loud. And a comment here from Michael. Excellent pick. Something terrifying about those helmets and masks. Imagine standing across from them on a battlefield. Well, yes, they would be very intimidating, seeing all that bling and metal and the amount of work and money it would take to manufacture and make that during the times of the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings, and of course the pre-Vikings and the Vendel Age, even more decoration and ornamentation. So yes. And you got to thank those guys that put the effort and the money in to have that kit. Because, you know, it's wonderful, wonderful. Now I've got a comment in about a video I made calling "What Island Are You From?" And I kind of didn't really think in the video, and I kind of referred to England being an island. I'm badly mistaken, of course it's not. Great Britain is the island, or Britannia as it may have been called back in the day. I was just thinking about it from a kind of a 8th century, 9th century point of view. But Stephen Andrew Stanley says, "England isn't an island, it's a country on the Isle of Britain," with a winking face emoji. Edit, the island is split into Scotland, Wales and England. I'm moving on from that. But yes, true comment. And another comment from Stephen Andrew Stanley. So hello, welcome to the channel, Stephen. Viking sword, sheath or scabbard is the video. And he says sheaths are usually made of leather and scabbards are of a wood. I think, yes. Normally a scabbard has a wooden structure behind the leather if you're going to line the leather, you know, the wood with leather. But you can just have a plain wooden scabbard, and I've got both of those examples. And we've got a comment here on the same video from Alfie's Austin 7 Life. You don't know what an Austin 7 is, it's an old type of car from way back in the day. And my mate James always used to laugh over Austin 7s, but I think they're wonderful. And he says, "'Tis a scabbard," and you're right. And the Martin from Belfast, the Belfast Viking Martin Brown, says sheaths are normally for knives and the others for swords. Well, that's a great comment and it's a good point, because if you're going to have a sword, you're better off having a scabbard than a sheath, in my mind. Way better protection, but let's face it, do you want something that's going to give a lot of better protection for your sword, or something that's not so great like a sheath? I would always go for a scabbard, but then again personally I'd like one of each, just in case I wanted a sheath on this same sword rather than a scabbard. But that's very luxury. So a comment here from Andy Cousins, and this is from my video, Antler, peasant weapon of the poorer Vikings. Antler pick was a common tool and would be dangerous. Also points used as a spear tips and daggers, and the main part is big enough to use as a club. So yes, it's quite diverse in what you could do with an antler. If I ever get another antler, I'm gonna make a number of these demonstration weapons out of it, and we could talk about it on camera. So let's unlock my phone and move on. There we go. We've got a comment here from Akash Powell. Never seen you on the channel before, so welcome to the channel and thank you for your first comment. And he says, "I really like his accent," referring to me in a video. So, oh, thank you, great. My accent is a Derbyshire Midlands accent, of England. And we've got a comment here from Martin Belfast, and this is on the video where I was dressed up in full mail, and he said it's that's a real improvement on the old looks. Sure is, Martin. And we've got a comment here from Beep Bop. Has anyone ever axed you for your sea axe? Trying to be clever with the words there, I like it, axed you. And we've got a comment here from Wept. It's a new commenter and a new subscriber, I hope. And it says, the algorithm has been good today. Now, this is a channel I can get behind. Oh, thank you for your wonderful and marvellous comment. And do hope you get behind this channel and be part of the Northworthy team and army and fan base. We've got a comment here from Mart Weaver. There's just one Mart. It's not Mart Weaver, it's just Mart Weaver. And it says, you ain't seen me, right? No, I'm not seeing you. You're not standing behind me, I don't think. That'd be scary if you was. But I'm a Viking, so I don't get scared. And I'm afraid of nothing. Because that's what Mr. T taught me in the 80s. To be, if you accept death, then you've got nothing to be afraid of in life. So Ragnar's Axe, another commenter and long subscriber and a good friend of the channel. So hello to Ragnar's Axe and a very warm welcome. I do like your channel name. I choose the club. The reason being that it has multiple directions of use. The scythe has only one direction of use and must be reset to start a position each time to be used again. Yes, the scythe is such an awkward weapon to use, so I'll definitely choose the club as well. And we have another comment from Thomas Sparks, or first comment. Awesome craftsmanship, still waiting to make a sheath for a axe I made. Did you make this yourself? A very good example, and that is on a community post of a axe sheath that Eirik has put together, and it's wonderful. Now I've got another comment from Treve Tales from Australia, and he says, love your new helmet, Bragi. It will probably take an axe to get through that. And I think it would. It's a good construction. And yes, I will do a review. Start again. I will at some point do a proper review of that helmet. Yes, ours review. Can't say it then. The Black Prince 1775 says, wonderful video, thanks. And that is on an old video from Eggle of Anglo-Saxon peasants versus warrior Anglo-Saxon history channel. Although I think I really need to rechange that name. I may get AI to do that for me. But he says, wonderful video. I love that. Another comment from Stoned Ape. Axe is kind of better against armoured enemies, so I would choose an axe. So I got to look down when I read these. It's probably a bit rude, but it's I could try that. Yeah. We'll try it in the next reading of a comment. So the next comment goes to Olympus XI, or Olympus 11, I think. Axe. It has a massive cleave force, requires little to no training, can hack a shield to pieces, the beard can be used as a hook, doesn't require precise accuracy, and can wield too whilst stoned on mushrooms and pretending I'm a bear. Didn't see that when I read your comment. Whereas a sword is just a sharp and pointy stick. Well, yes. And he's referring to the fact that, you know, some of the Vikings may have taken hallucinogenic mushrooms before the battle, like the Berserkers. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I can remember in the 90s a programme where they tested it with a Viking called Rollo, or Roland, and they gave him some magic mushrooms and said, hey, I'll go chuck this spear. I think that was on Channel 4, a British broadcasting channel. Now we've got a comment here to Thomas Dale, and Thomas says, just a personal preference for me, but it goes with the club. There's nothing quite like booping someone on the noggin, even if he's helmeted. Oh yes. Another comment, well, a first comment here from Andy Priestley. Sword, purely for the reach. Well yes, when you think about a sword, and you've got that extra reach, I mean, I can reach the camera from over here, so yes, it makes sense. And it's never easy putting your sword away. when you're not looking at your scabbard, but there you go. Next comment. And we do love these videos. We've got a comment here from Sleek Break, and he's another new commenter. He just simply says, axe. That's enough for me. We'll look for a few more. So, a video on the sword fuller, and a comment from Ian Ferguson. I don't know where the blood groove came from, can you explain? Yes, I'm going to look into that and try to find a more precise answer, and then I'll either do it in a long format video or in a short video. I'll probably do it in both, to be fair, but I think it would be interesting to talk about the blood, you know, the fuller, the blood groove or blood channel a little bit more precisely on a longer video. So just bear with me on that. I'm thinking about it in the back of my mind as I do things. Now in this video, this is the last comment I'm going to do today, and it goes to the Belfast Viking Martin Brown. And this is on the video, would Vikings carry 2 swords into battle? And Martin says, there's a couple of comments to read from him in this feed, you can carry 2, but you'll end up dead very quickly. Yes, that's possibly true. And then I reply with my comment, yep, I'd go after anyone with 2 swords on the battlefield, worth a lot of coin. And there sure are. There's a lot of money's worth in a sword blade, let alone the golden garnets of the pommel and the handles if you're lucky. And then Martin replies, oh yes, you'll be the first one to go, I've seen all your Viking stuff. So he's basically saying if he sees me on the battlefield, he's going for me first because I've got nice shiny kit. I'm definitely going to Northern Ireland one day now to take part in one of your battle reenactments. We could be on the same side though. But yeah, and tell you a few stories to you and your guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a while since we've done a comments reading video, not a comments feeding video. Of course, if you've got any comments you want to leave on this video, then please do, and I will answer them, and perhaps we'll read them out in another video. And if you can do 2 things for me, is A, share the video with your friends, that'll be great, and number 2 is give it a like. By doing those 2 things on YouTube, it will really help us to grow and become bigger and better on YouTube. So, thank you very much. Goodbye from Bragi. And much love from Northworthy Sagas and Stories. I got a cold and I'm tired.